Final exams are right around the corner. We have some tips and tricks to help you prepare.
We will introduce you to an inspiring little boy with an even more inspiring family.
In Honey Love, we'll talk to Zulia Sabi about her mission to hydrate the homeless.
Don't Touch That Mouse, Studio G starts right now.
Welcome to this final Studio G Thursday edition of the semester. I'm Tommy Laren.
And I'm Alexis Ann.
Dogs certainly have feelings and consents when a person is undergoing some physical, emotional, and psychological issues, especially for students who are stressing about finals. Reporter Shelly Salvito got to meet some furry little friends at the Lead Library. Let's take a look.
Students are definitely not in line to check out a book at the Lead Library, but for a short break to play with a man's best friend, or in this case, a student's best friend.
I'm here because I love dogs and puppies and animals, and it seemed like a good idea because I'm so stressed out. I guess that's the reason why they're here.
Delta Pet Partners teamed up with UNLV, encouraging students to take a pause from their studies and recharge for a few minutes with therapy dogs.
For your students, it is a nice break. There's nothing greater than holding a dog.
Sue Grunfest, instructor and evaluator for the Delta Pet Partners program, says that these dogs have a special story behind them.
He has some neurological damage, as you see, and we have to help him a little bit more than other dogs.
Benny was returned 4 times to the rescue, with no one knowing what was wrong with him. Serving as an advocate, Benny, along with his owner, hopes that this program will allow students to notice that it's more than just a break.
We want to encourage adopting, especially older dogs or special needs dogs.
Finals can be overwhelming, but taking a break with your furry little friends like Petey here can take the stress away from students. For Studio G, I'm Shelly Salvito.
If you missed out during this study break, Delta Pet Partners will certainly be back for the next intense round of finals in May 2014. For more information about volunteering or dog training, you can visit lovedogadventures.com.
With finals coming up, it's important to focus and study. Reporter Jamie Seymour has some tips for a successful finals week.
Finals week is just days away, and some classes are already starting to give final exams. Though this week is known to be full of stress, junk food, energy drinks, and sleep deprivation, there are many tips that can help you to have a successful and healthy finals week. Study, study, study. It's drilled into our heads to cram for exams. However, that isn't the best way to study. Instead, study in chunks, or 20 to 50-minute increments, with a 5 to 10-minute break in between each study session, and do this throughout one full week for the best results. Also, alternate your study spots. Rather than sticking to one place, switch things up when you are reviewing for exams. It offers a change in atmosphere and a fresh place for learning. If you are having a hard time recalling a list of boring facts that you need to memorize for an exam, make it interesting and turn it into a story. Memory aids like mnemonic devices bring test material to life, and it will be easier for you to later remember. Preparing for finals week isn't just about keeping your head in the books. There are things you can do to relieve stress and rock your exams. Symphonies, concertos, and piano sonatas might just keep your brain active. Listening to certain types of music, like Mozart, activate both sides of the brain for increased recall. Listening while studying or during breaks will increase the chance that you retain relevant information. Lace up your running shoes and take a jog around campus. Just 20 minutes of cardio a day can help improve your memory, and taking a break in nature is a good way to relax.
Caffeine can be a quick cure for a lack of sleep during exams. However, cracking open an energy drink or downing a venti espresso might not be the best idea. It provides a temporary fix that'll leave you crashed and even more tired. Instead, opt for a cup of hot cocoa. It's packed with antioxidants and cognitive and mood enhancers that'll leave you with optimal energy needed to ace those final exams. For Studio G, I'm Jamie Seymour.
Best of luck to everyone on their finals next week.
Hackers have stolen usernames and passwords for nearly 2 million accounts for Facebook, Twitter, and other social networking sites. The massive data breach was a result of keylogging software maliciously installed on computers worldwide. The virus was taking login credentials for sites over this past month and sending the names and passwords to the hackers located in the Netherlands.
The shops of the district at Green Valley Ranch have been getting back to business since unveiling a new look. Reporter Brie Padilla has more about the improvements and the community response.
Almost 2 months after its Halloween reveal, and it looks like it's business as usual at Henderson's district at Green Valley Ranch. The promenade, which has become a staple in Henderson's community, was closed for construction during a summer that seemed to drag on for businesses and restaurants alike. The finished product was debuted right before Halloween, with restaurants and shops participating in a 3-day festival that included balloon animals, food and product demonstrations, and live music.
An explosion of flavor in your mouth. It's got a little bit of sweet, a little bit of spicy, great textures, great flavors, great aromas, perfect combination. And it's the simplest dish.
Kimberly Daskus, Director of Marketing and Strategic Partnerships for the district, said, quote, "We set out to improve access, convenience, and visibility for both the retail shop and restaurant owners and consumers. We accomplished both. The beauty of the project and construction phase was that we were able to remain open. The crew did a great job of maintaining walkways throughout Main Street. The construction work was relatively noise-free, and there was no concern with dust, debris, etc. The unveiling has received a lukewarm response from some locals. Pat Good and Morty Sikowski, both residents for more than 13 years, said the changes made the district seem less friendly.
It's not good. It was nicer before. They used to have the whole pedestrian-friendly mall. This town needs to go to pedestrian-friendly instead of car-friendly.
Despite the less than exuberant response from some locals, Daskus said that overall, the responses to the unveiling have been overwhelmingly positive. For Studio G, I'm Brie Padilla.
Check out the changes or learn more about the improvements. Go to shopthedistrictgvr.com.
Stay tuned because when we get back, we'll introduce you to a little boy named Taylor and his family. You don't want to miss this story. Don't go anywhere.
You drinking tonight?
No, not tonight.
Well, give me a couple beers. You want some?
No, stop.
Come on, just take a drink. No. It's just a drink.
I have to drive us home. Can
I'm
you
good.
even walk in a straight line?
Yes, want me to show you?
Oh, yeah, you're good.
Man, what are you talking about? I got this.
Just give me the keys, please.
I ain't drunk though.
This is Jennifer.
Crystal May McGuerza.
I'm Savannah.
Zoe here.
This is your boy Miles Lowe.
Christian FGY.
Kaylin Hype.
And I'm Jay Luna.
My Mind's Music.
Gonzo Radio.
Combox Radio.
Join us for Happy Hour.
The Miles Lowe Midweek Show.
Ill Vibe Theory.
On KUNV.
KUNV. KUNV.
KUNV HD2.
91.5 The Rebel.
Broadcast on Revcast.com.
On this last segment of Let's Make a Difference, I had the opportunity to meet an extraordinary young boy and his family. Here's their story. Let's make a difference today. Meet Taylor. He's your typical 7-year-old kid, playful, energetic, and curious about life. You would never know by looking at him, but Taylor is fighting cancer.
On President's Day, he was taking a nap, and he shot up out of his nap and grabbed his chest like he was having a heart attack. And I put him in the car and I drove him over to the hospital, and that's when this whole thing started. The pediatric oncologist came in and worked him up and looked at his blood counts and everything, and he came back and he said, "I think your son has cancer."
The Hammond household has a very special family dynamic. Among Taylor, Mr. and Mrs. Hammond have adopted his little sister, and they are currently in the process of adopting his younger 2 siblings, to add to the Hammond family of 8.
So in total, we have 4 boys and 2 girls, ranging from ages 7 all the way to 4 months.
Mr. and Mrs. Hammond are raising a very special group of children. Every child tested positive for meth or cocaine at birth.
We're dealing with drug babies, like, to the 10th power. And they're all deemed special needs.
It hasn't been easy, but the family has adjusted to Taylor's condition.
We try to keep things as normal as possible for him. and for the rest of our children too, because the stress of this whole situation affects all of us, from the adults down to the little kids.
Taylor's illness has been a struggle financially. The family received a generous sum of money from the popular rapper The Game. In September, The Game started up the Robin Hood Project. He devoted to give out $1 million by Christmas in order to help those in need.
It was actually from our cousin who had been basically posting on different social media sites trying to get attention to our situation. And one of The Game's contacts just actually reached out to us, gave us a random phone call, asked for an email. We sent an email with our story, and within minutes, we actually had a deposit made into our bank account. So it was really crazy. It was something that we weren't expecting at all.
The money has certainly helped out, and Mr. Hammond sees a bright future, not only for Taylor, but for the entire household.
We do know that we're going to be a happy family. We're together, we're loving life, and we're going to make the most out of the situation. So that's what's happening with us.
Taylor doesn't let his illness stop him from being a regular kid. If anything, it only makes him stronger.
Hey, it's your turn.
Sorry. For Studio G, I am Alexis Ann. I'm so proud to have met such an amazing family. Well, that does it for this last segment of Let's Make a Difference. Thank you all for watching.
Music programs in schools have been questioned in the past. They've even been taken out of several schools across the United States. Reporter Ashley Schaefer has more.
Due to budget cuts, schools have been taking music out of the classrooms. Professor Sue Mueller tells us why music should be kept.
Music is a way for students to express themselves, a way for them to partake in something that is not just cognitive, but it involves emotions, it involves their expression and their ability to create, improvise, move, sing, laugh, and have fun. And I think it's a great release from sitting at a desk and working on math or language or whatever. And yet, music incorporates all of that and integrates math and language and reading and social studies.
Music affects the classroom in many ways. Does it affect certain students more than others?
I think all students learn differently. There's no cookie cutter student. Mm-hmm. And so some learn kinesthetically, some learn orally or visually, and I think music can help those kinds of students.
Music helps our students with not only social skills, but concentration. UNLV student explains why she believes music should be in schools.
I think that everyone should be able to pursue their passions, and I believe that some people's passion is music. And but music is a skill, it's an art, it's just like math. You have to learn math to be able to be an architect or to be able to do chemistry. And so if you're gonna be a musician, you need to start it at a young age, just like all those other skills.
Music is a universal language for all students. For Studio G, I'm Ashley Schaefer.
For more information on why music should be kept in schools, go to dosomething.org.
Stay tuned. When we get back, we'll see if these cool temperatures are lasting through the weekend.
G Dec promotes personal and professional development through competitive events, community involvement, and leadership development.
I joined DECA because I wanted to get out of my comfort zone. So I got to meet people, network, and definitely work on my public speaking.
To join DECA, it's a very simple process. You have to pay a $25 membership fee. You can either come to our next meeting, our website, which is unlvdeca.co.vu.
We're open to all majors who are interested in business, finance, or hospitality-related fields.
Located on the campus of UNLV on Brussels Street sits Housel House, the Center for Social Justice. A place where everyone can participate, explore cultural identity, share different experiences, and learn leadership skills. No judgments. You are accepted, you are important, and you are welcomed.
Stand up, speak out, and change the world.
Now we'll send it over to Donald Woods for a look at science and technology news.
Hello, I'm Donald Woods with this final segment of science and technology news for the semester. A new study has shown that teens have been trying to try alternative cigarettes. Tobacco use is dropping among teens, and the fastest growth has been in the use of electronic cigarettes, or e-cigarettes. These battery-powered devices disperse nicotine and other chemicals in a spray that's inhaled. These can come in different flavors, which can be attractive for some. Because e-cigarettes don't burn tobacco, many people view them as safe, but believe it or not, they aren't. The Center for Disease Control notes that many e-cigarettes disperse chemicals that can irritate the lungs, damage genes, and research has even linked them with causing cancer in animals. In a switch for a living computer, scientists are finding that computer parts can also be built from DNA. Scientists use DNA to build biological switches, which they have named transcriptors. In March, researchers published a study that shows how DNA also can be used to build an important computer component called a transitor. In a computer transitor, it acts more like a tiny switch that can be turned on or off. Computer processors or chips use hundreds of millions and often billions of transistors to keep information flowing. They're used for memory too. For example, a photograph on a memory card is saved as a series of switches in specific positions. The scientist leading the study says DNA can be used to build those switches. A few weeks ago, I brought you news of a young boy in China setting the world record for having night vision. Well, a new study going on suggests that the brain can sometimes create visual images without input from the eyes. The study is based on a conclusion on an experiment that anyone can try, or at least has tried once in their lifetime. That is to completely find a dark place and put on a blindfold and wave your hands in front of your face to tell if you can still see them. Many people can. The new study concludes the brain compensates for a lack of light and translates that activity into sight. Even in total darkness, because it knows what hand movements look like, it actually generates the expected visual image. That will do it for this semester's segment of Science and Technology. I'm Donald Woods. I'll be back in the spring to bring you more news in the world of science and technology, and now we'll send it back to the desk for more news.
A freeze warning has been in effect in southern Nevada and will last until tomorrow morning. Overnight temperatures are expected to be sub-freezing, which is prompting local leaders to open warming stations throughout the valley for those in need. We'll send it over to Christina Davies now for more information on the cold temps hitting the valley. Christina?
Thank you, Tommy. So right now it is really beautiful and sunny outside. However, do not be fooled by that because it is 37 degrees. And we have low winds at 5 miles per hour. So high is 37, low is 29, and we are actually about 20 degrees below average, and sunset will be at 4:26. Our current weather right now in Santa Barbara is 58, Tonopah 20, Winnemucca is at 20, and Salt Lake 22. Laramie is at -7 degrees. Might want to put a sweater on right there. If we take a look at our satellite radar, right now we see that in Texas there is this large storm front, and it'll be dropping a lot of rain and snow going on through Oklahoma, Missouri, Arkansas, up until Illinois, and then in Ohio and New York and Pennsylvania. For tomorrow's forecast, on the East Coast, we will see rain and snow, but Miami, sunny and 82 degrees. Fargo will be at 1 degree, and Rapid City 4, and Billings at 12. And we see that in LA, it's 59 degrees, Phoenix 53, and Albuquerque will be 36. Now for our extended forecast, Friday and through next week, early week, it will be 40, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday will start warming up. That's all the weather I have for you today. Stay tuned because when we get back, Honey Love, we'll be talking to our guest.
What a lot of people don't realize, we provide 1,300 hot meals a day through 3 of our kitchens. We have about 650 people sleeping in beds provided by the Salvation Army every night. We have 127,000 of people that we touch every year. It's huge, and people have no idea that we do more than have thrift stores and ring bells at Christmas.
My name is James Grant.
King Louie here.
This is Jennifer.
Crystal May McGuerza.
I'm Savannah.
Zoe here.
This is your boy Miles Lowe.
Christian FGY.
Kaylin Hype.
And I'm Jay Luna.
My Mind's Music.
Gonzo Radio.
Combox Radio.
Join us for Happy Hour.
The Miles Lowe Midweek Show.
Ill Vibe Theory.
On KUNV.
KUNV. KUNV.
KUNV HD2.
91.5 The Rebel.
Broadcast on revcast.com.
Hello and welcome back from the break. Today I'm joined with Zuli, who is the founder of Hydrate the Homeless. Hi, Zuli.
Hi, honey.
So tell me about this amazing organization that you started called Hydrate the Homeless.
Well, I was asleep one night and I woke up and I just had like this phrase in my head called Hydrate the Homeless. And the reason that I was thinking about it at the time is because, as you all know, in Vegas, it's extremely hot during the summertime. And outside of my apartment complex, I used to see homeless people like literally during the summer looking like they were gonna just die right there because they didn't have water, it was hot. And I mean, water is something that we all have and you would think it would be easily accessible, but we forget to drink it. And then on top of that, when you're drinking and you got alcohol in your system, you're on drugs, the dehydration level just skyrockets through the roof. And so that to me affects healthcare, and one of the major issues in our country is healthcare. People going to the hospital in the emergency rooms, not being able to pay their bills, all of us are affected by that as well. And so I figured, well, if we hydrate the homeless, at least they won't be in the hospital for dehydration,
Right,
you know what I
right.
mean? But it's become so much more since. It's become like about clothes, food, blankets, everything. I didn't expect it to be what it became.
So what kind of things have you been doing?
We just go out on every Sunday of the week and we go like wherever our spirit leads us. I know that sounds really ethereal, but like we kind of like say a little prayer as a group and go like to highly populated homeless areas, which is all of Las Vegas, if you don't know.
Yeah, and I know there's no way that you can actually hit up every area. There's homeless people everywhere. Is there certain areas that for you are more important than others?
Well, there, of course, are the major areas like on Main Street, D Street, Owens, the like northern side of Las Vegas Boulevard, that type of area. But I've noticed a lot of homeless people hang out around Boulder Highway. So we go down there and on Boulder, we've fed so many people because they're not up like by the Shade Tree, which is a homeless shelter. So they're not over there. So it's easier to go out to like Boulder and Henderson or in like those areas where you wouldn't expect like people to be helping and help them.
So now it's getting colder out here. What kind of things are you going to be doing for this season and for the holidays with Christmas coming up?
So we're collecting blankets, sweaters, long sleeve shirts, scarves, hats, gloves, socks, anything. It's amazing. Like last night there was a guy out in front of Walmart and I was like, I know you're so cold. Like I was like, it really, and I had some clothes in my trunk and $1 and I gave it to him, but it's really cold out there. So we need all of that stuff.
And how do people go about donating things or even volunteering?
Well, we have a Facebook page, so you can go on Facebook and just look up Hydrate the Homeless, or you can email me personally. It's just excitedjourney@gmail.com. Or you could call me at 702-576-1489, and I will come personally and pick up the donations. So yeah.
And what kind of events do you do to bring awareness to your organization as well as take in donations?
Well, we have I actually have an event downtown in the Arts District on the first Sunday of every month called Soul Sessions. It's an open mic event. It's live music, poetry, food, dance, fire dancing, drum circles. It's awesome. And it started with that. So it was like that event was what brought Hydrate the Homeless into existence.
Right.
And so one thing that I'm actually looking to do, and if anyone's interested, you can contact me, is like a national like homelessness conference with all of the organizations that help the homeless, because we've got to come together as a people and try to figure out what we can do about this issue, because the people out there are not only homeless. That's the least of the problem, you know, because somebody's gonna help them, somebody's gonna give them water, somebody's gonna give them food, somebody's gonna give them clothes. The problem is they're on drugs, there's alcohol. Not all of them, no, don't get me wrong, there are some families out there, and I've seen it personally, where it's just they've lost their jobs, so they've lost their homes. And they have kids, and you see them and their kids are out there, and you're like,
so there's more things. It's not just them being homeless, it's other things
it's
as
so
far
many
as mental
levels,
health
yeah.
and things like that. So you just want to bring awareness to helping the community, and it's such a great organization. Tell everybody again how they can contact you.
You can just contact us on Facebook. That's facebook.com. I think it's like you do / or something, Hydrate the Homeless.
Just Google, just Facebook search Hydrate the Homeless.
And then we also do where we have like a fight club that we have on like Fridays, and you can come and drop donations off there.
Okay, and there you have it. Thank you, Zuli. That's
Thank
all the
you.
time we have. Stay tuned for more Studio G.
You drinking tonight?
No, not tonight.
Well, give me a couple beers. You want some?
No, stop.
Come on, just
Stop.
take a drink.
No.
It's just a drink.
I have to drive us home. Can
I'm
you even
good.
walk in a straight line?
Yes, want me to show you?
Oh, yeah, you're good.
Man, what are you talking about? I got this.
Just give me the keys, please.
I ain't drunk though.
This is your house too. Located on the campus of UNLV on Brussels Street sits Housel House, the Center for Social Justice. A place where everyone can participate, explore cultural identity, share different experiences, and learn leadership skills. No judgments. You are accepted, you are important, and you are welcomed.
Stand up.
Speak out. And change the world.
A North Carolina boy with cancer delivers a little holiday cheer to others. On Monday, Nathan Norman's family brought 600 gift bags to Duke Children's Hospital. His mother, Dawn, says this is a tradition her family started in 2009.
Serving, they love being able to give to other kids and just to give to others, period. They get more out of that than receiving something themselves. They love to be able to give. Nathan was carrying bags that weighed almost as much as he did.
Toys for little kids because it's nice. Merry Christmas. Nathan, who turns 7 in December, continues his chemo treatments over the next few weeks.
With the end of the semester upon us, Honey Love found out some interesting facts about our mascot, Hey Reb, in this segment of Did You Know?
Did you know that the first official mascot for UNLV was created in 1955? A Confederate cartoon wolf named Beauregard, meant to challenge the wolf pack of the University of Nevada, Reno. In 1976, a committee replaced the Confederate mascot with the Revolutionary War soldier that gave the school a more pioneering feel. Before deciding on the name Hey Reb, students rejected the names A-Bomb, Sand Burners, and Bighorn Rams. In 1983, Hey Reb made his debut and is the embodiment of UNLV rebel spirit. After getting a makeover in 1997, he is named one of 12 All-American mascots. I'm Honey Love, and now you know.
Well, that does it for this last regular show of the season. I'm Tommy Laren.
And I'm Alexis Ann.
Tune in tomorrow for this semester's last week interview with Studio G Magazine.
Have a great day, Las Vegas.